Hey there. Happy Star Trek Day, Mad Rock Nation. Yeah, I know it's Star Trek Day, so of course I got to come on here and talk about everything Star Trek. Now, if you didn't happen to see the post that I did up on our website at madrock1025.com, then I highly recommend that you check that out whenever you get a chance. But you're welcome to post your comments on Facebook or our YouTube channel, and I can bring those up here onto the screen to chat about Star Trek, because today is Star Trek Day for 2020, and all sorts of ways and different things you can do to celebrate, to talk about Star Trek. Now, of course, unfortunately, I can't bring up the official website because of, other issues and stuff like that. But I do have a lot of this stuff posted up on our website. You want to check that out, Star Trek Day 2020, and here's how you can celebrate. So that is the official trailer there on YouTube that you can watch for that. Now, people always ask me, because I'm like the resident geek around here at the radio stations. So they're always asking me, the constant question is Star Wars or Star Trek? Now, just to be kind of a jerk about it, I typically say Stargate at that point, right? But I will typically pick Star Trek over Star Wars, even though I like both of them. So both of them either way. So, but you can watch this stuff and see this picture right here that I shared, that I have here on the screen right here, was something that my daughter did for me for my birthday this year, which I thought was outstanding. So she put me, and I was very happy that she made me a captain in the Next Generation style there. Put a tribble on my shoulder, which is kind of hilarious, but she drew that. There's her signature there. She drew a little portrait of me in a Star Trek outfit for my birthday this year. I thought that was pretty cool. But I am the resident Trekkie here at the radio station. But here's some proof about how much that I like Star Trek. And I guess one of the questions would be for you out there watching the Mad Rock Nation, what is your favorite Star Trek series out of that? Not movies, but Star Trek series. We'll get to the movies after a while, but I'm just talking about the series in general. Put that in the comments down below, and I can bring that up on screen just to see, take a little unofficial poll of the Mad Rock Nation of what your favorite is. But I have all of these pictures. Check out all these pictures here of me with some of the, and my wife with some of the stars of Star Trek movies and TV shows. So there's William Shatner and Spock. Leonard Nimoy, got a chance to meet him before he passed away. Nichelle Nichols, really nice lady, absolutely. But it was on this day, September 8th, 1966, that the original pilot episode of Star Trek, the original series, also known as TOS, The Man Trap, aired on television, which, by the way, and I mentioned this on the air, I don't know if you heard it during the Mad Rock Morning Show today, but the original series was actually produced by the studios that Lucille Ball owned. They're the ones who ended up producing Star Trek. So always have to thank Lucille Ball for greenlighting Star Trek on there. And it ran for about 3 seasons. But CBS All Access, they're actually hosting a special celebration of Star Trek Day for this year. And we've got the link there on the website at madrock1025.com where you can click on that. They're going to be streaming different episodes of some of the series. They're going to be having some panels later this afternoon. And absolutely, I will definitely be watching them. But here's me with Avery Brooks and my wife from Deep Space Nine. Of course, Sir Patrick Stewart, can't go wrong with that. He was such a nice guy. And it's funny because, everybody knows how William Shatner is kind of a gruff. Funniest thing, you can see how many conventions and stuff that he's gone to, because right before this, he was frowning the entire time, basically, as people were getting around. But he could put on that fake smile for whenever the pictures are taken. So it was like gruff, gruff, gruff. Time for a picture? Okay. And there's the smile. And then the roughness came. But Sir Patrick Stewart, though, he was brilliant. He was a great guy either way. Got to get a picture of all three. It was funny because we went through the line and got pictures with each of these guys individually, Brent Spiner, Michael Dorn, and Jonathan Frakes. We got individual pictures with them. Got a picture with all three of them, and then I went through their lines and got them to sign it. So it's a picture of me with all three of them and their signatures. I've always thought it'd be kind of funny if I signed it too, just as Big Dave. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. LeVar Burton, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong with Geordie LaForge or Reading Rainbow, no matter how you associate LeVar Burton there, right? It's kind of funny stuff. But they're going to be streaming several of the episodes, as I mentioned, and here on the website, if you want to look through here, they've got these. So you've got Will Wheaton from The Next Generation, Wesley Crusher. He's going to be hosting that, as well as Micah Barton, starting at 2 p.m. our time, Central Time, on the website there. And again, you can click on the links that I provided here, all the schedules and stuff. But they're going to have panels for Star Trek Discovery. They're going to have panels for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which is a new one that's coming out on CBS All Access. And of course, they've all merged there are rumors that it's going to be Paramount Plus or whatever. That's going to be on. Star Trek Enterprise is actually going to be on, taking some time off from his CS. Have Star Trek, the original series. Now, here's the thing. William Shatner, remember I was talking about how gruff he can be sometimes? So he has just blasted Alex Kurtzman and CBS All Access for not including him in all of this. So I can sort of see it. But again, you know, when you're known to be difficult to work with, you really want to, maybe they thought he couldn't handle the technology or whatever, because all these panels are going to be online, like through Zoom or something like that. So, yeah, but George Takei is going to be there, and Gene Roddenberry's son on that panel. Lower Decks. Now, I have to say, I've watched every episode so far of the new animated, Star Trek series, Lower Decks, and I find it hilarious. And the reason being is because in Lower Decks, they make fun of Star Trek. They make fun of all the stuff that happened. They question things that have happened in other movies and TV shows, and they make references, ultimate Easter eggs and stuff. But I have thoroughly enjoyed watching Lower Decks, so they've got them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that panel of the voice actors who do that. Star Trek Voyager, another one of my favorites. Star Trek Picard and Star Trek The Next Generation. Patrick Stewart's going to be on there, as well as Jonathan Frakes. But again, there's the full picture that my daughter drew for me for my birthday this year, with my tribble on the shoulder. Always got to have a tribble on the shoulder. There's me with a random Klingon at one of the conventions that I went to. So yeah, always had a lot of fun with this stuff right here, and meeting the different people and enjoying all that. And one of the pictures that I didn't get a chance to put up here on the website, if you want to go back and check it, in fact, I can bring it up here on screen here. So here's a picture with me with Jeffrey Combs. Now, by far, one of my favorite character actors in Star Trek. And of course, if you've ever seen Reanimator, you know him from that. But I mean, he played Weyoun on this. I mean, he played one of the Andorians on Enterprise. I mean, he's played so many. He played one of the Ferengi and all that. So yeah, he's been all over the Star Trek franchises, all the different the TV series and stuff. But one of my favorite character actors in Star Trek. Had a chance to meet him at the the Texas Frightmare Weekend this past year, like last year's event. So that was really cool. But I don't know. What about Star Trek? So I was trying to talk to Stan Smith on the air this morning about that, and he's never even seen any of the series. So it was very difficult to talk about Star Trek days with somebody that has no idea what I was talking about. It's kind of common. It's like all the TV people I end up talking about, they have no idea of all the geeky stuff that I'm into. But had a chance to meet all these people, and then they have all been super nice and stuff like that. Now, I remember back in the day, one of the best memories that I have of going to Las Vegas was when my kids were fairly young. That's back when the Las Vegas Hilton still had the Quarks bar in there. They had the ride going on, the Star Trek experience, where you had two options. You could go on the Klingon side of the ride, or you could go on the Borg side of the ride. And I think we did the unlimited pass, and I think me and the kids went through that probably 20, 25 times at least doing that. I remember them just sitting and talking with the Ferengi. And they can still to this day, I mean, they're 19 and 20 now. They still have memories of talking to the Ferengi in the bar there at the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Hilton. And they have very fond memories. I remember they were super scared of the Borg anytime they'd walk around. And the Klingons they can handle, but they really enjoyed sitting and talking to the Ferengi at that. So I don't know, Mad Rock Nation, what about you guys? Any experiences with Star Trek? What's your favorite series? Do you have a favorite series that you like? You like the best? Now, people ask me, of course, Star Wars, Star Trek, which one's the best? And I will typically pick Star Trek. Now, when you talk about the series, I'm going to have to say, and this shocks people, that I prefer Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is by far my favorite of the series, followed by The Next Generation, and then Voyager, when you're talking about the classic ones, then the original series and Enterprise and all those that go along with that. But yeah, lots of good memories about Star Trek. But it was on this day, September 8th, 1966, that the original pilot aired on television. So celebrate Star Trek Day however you can. I've got all these links and stuff up here on the website. You can click on that. You can watch those. Like I said, there are streaming episodes all day long. If you're already a member of CBS All Access like I am, so I can watch Discovery and Lower Decks and all that stuff. They've got all sorts of stuff coming on there that you can watch, and panels you can see, and different discussions and Q&As and all that stuff. Looks like somebody on here. We got Zach from Katy Country. How Say again. Yeah, yeah. For some reason, I can't hear you. Yeah, so you can't hear. It's like I can hear you in the other room talking, but I can't hear you on the screen.
Is it better now?
Bar. Now I can hear you.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, I messed all that up, Dave. I was asking if you are a Trekkie.
Oh, absolutely, I am a Trekkie. In fact, I had this up on the screen earlier. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am the resident Trekkie of the radio station. It's not a big surprise, but I know a lot of you guys were surprised that I like Star Trek more than Star Wars.
So, no, I could have guessed that. But see, like me, I'm all about Star Wars, and I don't really know much about Star Trek other than the awesome gifts that it provides sometimes on the internet.
Yes, the face palms are always great.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, I couldn't post any of that. I couldn't even go to the official web. Like what I want to do right now, but I can't because of copyright things. Is I want to go to the official website and share that with people, but I can't do that. But everything that I have up here is legal. I can show that. They did have the trailer. I can't play it though because the music would be copyrighted here. So I can't play it. But you can go to the website there at madrock1025.com and watch that. Plus, I've also embedded this, so this live stream, you can go in and watch it after it's done.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey,
but I posted all these pictures.
I know a couple of years ago on the CMA Awards that William Shatner came out there on stage in a stormtrooper costume, which, by the way, that's kind of like picking up a glass of tea, expecting it to be tea, and it's actually Dr. Pepper, and it kind of messes with your head a little bit. You're like, wait, what?
So him and Mark Hamill have had some pretty funny feuds on Twitter and stuff over the years about which one's better, Star Trek or Star Wars. But I was talking about the fact that William Shatner, who you can see on screen here with my wife and myself here, is known to be pretty gruff, and he apparently was not invited to be a part of the CBS All Access Star Trek Day thing. So he started several days ago blasting CBS All Access and Alex Kurtzman, who runs all the shows these days.
Oh, no.
Being invited. Yeah, but I was telling the story earlier in the stream a little while ago that this picture right here, so William Shatner had a long day of taking pictures, and so he was frowning, he was, kind of hunched over by the time we got up there behind him to take the picture, and the camera guy, he goes, all right, time for a picture, and he set up, he did this smile, and then he said, okay, we got it, and then he hunched back over again with the gruff look on his face again. So he's a consummate professional. You'd never know that by looking at the picture because he looks happy, but he was not happy that day.
He was not feeling it.
No, he was able to fake it, which I guess after several decades of being able to have taken pictures with nerds like me, he's kind of used to having to fake that stuff. But at least he wasn't.
Dave, I have no idea the ins and outs about Star Trek or Star Wars or any of those things. I just know that But
you know characters though.
I for the most part, yes, I do. Yes, Captain I do. Kirk. I think I would do better. Yeah, Captain Kirk and all that. But I'm just saying, like, I think I would do better in the Star Wars.
Yeah,
barely, and I still think I'd be awful at that.
See, and I like both of them. Again, I like that, and I like Stargate, and I like a bunch of the other sci-fi. But if I was forced to choose, I would say Star Trek over Star Wars. Even though I had all the more toys and stuff from Star Wars, but.
All I know is that the spaceship thing in Star Trek looks really cool.
Which spaceship thing?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really know which one it was in.
The original one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, that one.
So there have been like 5 or 6 different Enterprises. There's been which one are you talking about? You have no idea?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right. So you know Spock. Everybody knows Spock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So do you know who she is?
No.
Michelle Nichols played Uhura.
Okay.
In the original movies, original series.
Okay.
You know him?
No.
Avery Brooks. He was first commander, then Captain Benjamin Cisco from Deep Space Nine, which is my favorite of the series, Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Which is the dark one, which is funny because, again, people are like, you like Deep Space Nine better? I'm like, yeah, because it was kind of the dark and gritty version of Star Trek and stuff. And I enjoy that, just like I like DC movies over the Marvel stuff because they're gritty and dark and not quite so so nice and happy and everything ends out well.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to know him.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's the one that has the ship, the Enterprise that
Oh, yes.
I like.
Yeah. Oh, he. So you're talking about the Enterprise D then, possibly
Yeah.
the E if you're talking about the movies.
Sure.
The Galaxy class starship, the one that
Yeah.
comes apart.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
You have no idea.
I don't know what you're
I
talking.
figured you were going to say it's Charles Xavier.
No. What was the theorem thing that you wanted me that you keep telling me about I don't know, something Star Trek related. I have no idea.
The Kobayashi Maru.
That's what it is. Every
Yeah.
time I think about it, I think about the hot dog eating guy.
You cheat. Yeah. You cheated. Captain Kirk cheated to beat the Kobayashi Maru test.
That's what it is.
It was an unwinnable test.
Yes, that's what it is. My apologies.
So then you've got these three guys from the same ship that you like.
Yep.
Recognize them?
Yep.
Brent Spiner, who played Data.
Mhm.
Michael Dorn without his Klingon makeup. That's Worf.
Yep.
Jonathan Frakes, Commander Riker.
Yep.
Come on, even if you don't know Star Trek, you got to at least know this guy. If you've ever watched PBS.
Maybe not.
Really? LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow?
Oh yeah, Reading Rainbow. Okay, yeah, it makes sense now.
He played Geordie LaForge on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Reading Rainbow.
Exactly. Yeah, he was the one that has and Danette, my wife, she loves to make fun of the fact that he's wearing a banana clip on his face in The Next Generation, because that's what that is on his visor, is a banana clip, basically.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, so on this page here, you get to see those nice pictures, plus that schedule of all the streamed episodes and the global panels. Will Wheaton, you know him, Wesley Crusher from The Next Generation. If you've watched that one,
maybe not.
Okay. Well.
I'm like the worst person to be on this broadcast with you.
No. The worst person was Stan Smith earlier today that had no idea whenever I was on the air what I was talking about.
Oh, that's funny.
Man, I need some more nerd. I need to hire more nerds.
You really do. I'm sorry, I'm not that big of a nerd when it comes to. Well, I mean, I like Star Trek and I like Star Wars. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they got panels for Discovery. That's one of the new ones. This is a new show coming up. Enterprise had Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap on it. You know Quantum Leap at least, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to walk over there and break the 6-foot distancing rule on you. The original series, Lower Decks. Now, this one I think you would enjoy. Have you ever watched like Rick and Morty or any of those cartoons? That kind of stuff?
No.
All right. Well, so Lower Decks is an animated series on CBS All Access. It talks about like the ensigns and stuff that work and do all the crappy jobs on the starship, and they make fun of all the other Star Trek shows and all the characters and things. And I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's funny.
Voyager was on there, Picard, and Next Generation as well. So anyway, there's me and a random Klingon.
There you go.
Isn't that kind of like what my brow looks like whenever I'm grumpy in the morning? That's
you're never grumpy, Dave.
Probably why I like the Klingon so much.
But yeah, and then they can what's this thing on their chest that they can touch and talk and teleport and do all that? What's that called?
Okay, they can't touch it and teleport. It's a communicator.
The communicator. Okay. Well, I don't know what they're.
They can talk. Yes, it's a communicator, so they can. At least in the Next Generation, they can talk. You know, but you have to give Star Trek, even though you may not know anything about Star Trek, you have to give them props for cell phones. Those flip phones were original tricorders. That's where people came up with the idea. Those flip phones were the Star Trek tricorders.
Okay.
And Star Trek has inspired a lot of scientists and things like that to come up with a lot of the technology we have. So you have to give them some props. Oh,
yeah, for sure. For sure. And the fact that I at least know somewhat about it, and I haven't really watched the show that much.
No, you don't. You just have that thing on the thing
that they touch and they talk.
It's a transporter. They asked to be transported. Yeah.
Do you think they could like order pizza with it?
They do that in a food replicator.
Oh, okay.
They don't click their comm badge and say large pepperoni with onions.
No, it'd be Canadian bacon and pineapple, but it's whatever.
That's not how this works.
Okay.
That's not how any of this works. In fact, I'm disappointed. It was so early this morning and we'd been off for 4 days, so I forgot who I was or what I was supposed to be doing. I would have worn my communicating badge, my communicator, if I'd had it. I have a badge.
Dang. Well, we'll just make one with like construction paper.
Oh, yeah. Well, mine's a cool one because it's for Section 31, which you have no idea what that even means. But any Trekkies out there that watch this are going to know, oh, yeah, I have that communicator.
Section 31.
It's like the covert ops part of the Federation.
Starfleet. Cool. Where'd you pick that up? Eckerd's, or where'd you get that at?
Yeah, I went over here to Albertson. They had them in stock for me.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I had to order it especially, but that's all right. Magnetic and everything.
Well, I feel like I've exhausted my Star Trek and Star Wars knowledge.
Yeah, I have. You've really depressed me. I appreciate that. But thanks for joining me on here nonetheless and talk a little bit about hopefully everybody, but all the Trekkies except for Zach will go and visit the websites and watch the panels. And maybe you should watch the panels just to learn more about Star Trek so you and I have something in common we can talk about.
Well, Dave, I'm going to leave you on this note. To infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
That was in toys. Anyways, bye.